Welcome to the Deep Dive, your shortcut to understanding some really complex stuff. We do the digging so you don't have to.
We tackle the dense documents, pull out the key insights.
Exactly. And today we are diving into the 2025 World Para Powerlifting Rules and Regulations, version 1. This is for anyone who really wants to get what makes this sport work without getting totally bogged down.
Right, we've gone through the whole thing, basically, from how it's governed right down to the nitty-gritty of, how you actually do the bench press, the power discipline.
Okay.
Our mission really is to pull out that essential knowledge, some surprising bits maybe, and just a clear picture of the sport's structure and how it all plays out.
Okay, let's unpack this then. A document like this, it's pretty hefty, I imagine. Where do we even start to get a hand on it?
Well, a good place to start is the foundation, right? Who actually governs the sport?
Makes sense.
So the International Paralympic Committee, the IPC, they act as the International Federation for Powerlifting. But interestingly, they operate specifically under the name World Para Powerlifting, or WPPO.
Oh, okay. WPPO.
Yeah, so as we talk through these rules, just remember WPPO is basically the IPC's arm for powerlifting.
So WPPO is the focused authority within the IPC structure. Got it. How do these specific rules fit in with everything else, the wider Paralympic regulations?
Good question. These WPPO rules and regulations are the mandatory guidelines for any competition WPPO recognizes. Simple as that.
Okay.
But it's helpful to know the sort of overall governance framework for all parasport, powerlifting included, that's actually laid out in the main IPC handbook.
Right.
Think of a handbook like the Constitution, maybe. And these rules are the specific laws just for powerlifting. And importantly, there are also separate WPPO classification rules.
Classification, yeah.
Exactly. That dictates how athletes get grouped based on their impairment. It's all about fair competition, making sure it's a level playing field. It celebrates achievement within different physical realities.
Absolutely crucial, that classification piece. Now, what kinds of competitions do these rules actually cover? It's not just the Paralympics, is it?
Oh, no, not at all. WPPO has a really clear hierarchy of events. At the very top, you've got the pinnacle, the Paralympic Games themselves.
Naturally.
And the WPPO championships. That includes world championships, regional championships, and they have them across different age groups too: rookie, next gen, elite, and legends.
Legends. I like that. Recognizes the long-term athletes.
Yeah, it's great. So Paralympics and WPPO champs are the top tier.
Okay, what's below that?
The next level down is WPPO sanctioned competitions. So this includes things like the WPPO World Cups, which are pretty prestigious.
Right.
And also major multi-sport events like the Asian Para Games, Pan American Games, Commonwealth Games, even Youth Para Games fall under this. Still very high-level competition.
Okay, so top championships, then these big sanctioned events. What about like the grassroots level, national stuff?
That's where WPPO approved competitions come in. That's the foundation, really. National championships, invitational meets, even what they call hybrid competitions. WPPO still provides oversight and official recognition for these.
So it's a real pyramid structure, a clear pathway from starting out to the absolute elite. Is there like a regular schedule for these events, a cycle?
Yeah, the rules mention a general competition cycle, though WPPO can obviously adjust things. But typically, you'll see world championships early in a 4-year cycle.
Okay.
Regional champs often in years 2 and 4. World Cups happen annually, and then the Paralympic Games land in that 4th year. Gives the sport a rhythm.
Yeah, helps athletes plan. It's fascinating how structured it is. And WPPO having the final say on their own championships and the sanctioned ones and overseeing the approved ones, it really shows their role in keeping things consistent.
Exactly. Maintaining integrity. Now, to really dig into these rules, we probably need to get some key definitions straight.
Good idea. Lay the groundwork. What are the essential terms we absolutely need to know?
Okay, first up, athlete. Simple enough, right? But in these rules, it means anyone doing para-powerlifting internationally, as WPPO defines it, or nationally as their home federation defines it.
Right.
It can even cover lower levels if the national body says so. Pretty broad.
Okay, inclusive definition. What's next?
Classification. We touched on it, but it's huge. It's that whole systematic process, grouping athletes into sport classes based on how their impairment affects, the key powerlifting movements.
Right, that level playing field thing again?
Precisely. It's about fair contest between athletes with similar functional abilities.
Okay. And WPPO recognized competition.
That's just the umbrella term for any competition in those tiers we talked about. Paralympic Games, WPPO champs, sanctioned and approved. If it's official, it's recognized.
Got it. The document also mentions specific roles like International Federation Delegate, IFD, who are these people?
Yeah, the key personnel, they make sure competitions run smoothly and fairly. The IFD, the International Federation Delegate, is appointed by WPPO. They're the top dog at a specific competition, basically.
The ultimate authority on site.
Pretty much. Overseeing, planning, delivery, making sure everything follows the rules. Then you've got the competition director, works with the local organizers on best practices.
Okay.
The event director focuses more on the technical side, venue operations. And the technical delegate, the TD, leads the technical officials, advises on rules, ensures consistency.
Sounds like a well-oiled machine, or at least designed to be. So an athlete can't just show up and lift, obviously. What are the eligibility requirements?
No, definitely not. For the big ones, WPPO championships and sanctioned competitions, athletes need a few things. A valid WPPO athlete license is key. Got to have it by the final entry deadline.
Okay.
They need an international classification and, importantly, a sport class that isn't not eligible.
Right.
Their entry has to come through their National Paralympic Committee, their NPC, and that NPC needs to be in good standing with the IPC.
Lots of checks.
Oh, yeah. Plus, meet IPC nationality rules, meet the minimum age for that specific competition, and obviously they can't be serving any kind of ban or suspension. It's multi-layered.
You mentioned age groups earlier, rookie, next gen, elite, legend. Can you remind us of the specific ages?
Sure. Rookie is 15 to 17. Next gen is 18 to 20. Elite covers anyone 15 or older. And legend is for athletes 45 plus. And that age is calculated as of December 31st of the competition year.
Acknowledging athletes across their whole career.
Nice touch. Now, a topic that always comes up, gender eligibility. What do the WPPO rules state there?
Okay, so the rules say athletes legally recognized as male competes in men's events, legally recognized as female in women's events, assuming all other criteria are met, of course. Standard enough. What about transgender athletes?
For transgender athletes, WPPO follows the International Olympic Committee guidelines, the IOC ones, which, can be updated.
Right, keeps it aligned internationally.
Exactly. And for individuals legally recognized as a third gender, eligibility is decided by the IPC on a case-by-case basis, following any relevant WPPO rules, too.
So referencing established frameworks and handling individual cases seems pragmatic. Okay, let's shift focus. The competition itself, the power discipline, what's the basic objective?
At its heart, it's the bench press. The goal seems simple. Lower the bar to your chest, pause distinctly while it's touching your chest, then press it back up to arm's length, elbows locked.
Okay.
Athletes get 3 attempts. Whoever successfully lifts the most weight wins. Simple idea, but executing it perfectly according to the rules. That's the challenge.
Simple idea, complex execution. I get it. Are there different weight classes? You mentioned body weight categories.
Yes, absolutely. To keep it fair, there are 10 specific body weight categories for women and 10 for men, competing against others of similar size.
Makes sense.
For women, it starts super light, up to 41 kilos, goes up to over 86 kilos. For men, it's up to 49 kilos, going all the way to over 107 kilos. So, say a woman weighing 53 kilos competes in the up to 55.0 kilograms category. Stops huge size differences.
Right, you wouldn't have someone tiny going against someone massive. What happens before the lifting starts on conc day? The weigh-in, right?
Absolutely. The weigh-in is crucial. It's the official check to make sure an athlete is actually within their declared body weight category limit.
Okay.
For individual mixed team events, it happens in private, officials of the same gender as the athlete. And unless WPPO says otherwise, it can happen up to a full day before the kit check for that category.
A day before. Interesting.
Yeah, it underlines how serious they are about weight classes stopping any last-minute drastic weight cuts that could be unfair.
So what's the process? Just hop on the scale?
It's more structure. Athletes weigh in based on their lot number, higher number, earlier weigh-in. For teams, women usually go before men if there's only one area.
Okay.
You need ID, obviously. And during the weigh-in, you or your team official confirm your starting weight for the comp and your preferred rack height for the bench. All gets written down on an attempt card.
What about clothes? Can't wear lifting gear, surely.
No specific rules. Sport underclothing. Men, underpants, maybe other outfit items or head item. Women, underpants, sport bra, maybe other outfit or head item. All has to comply with the uniform rules, though.
Right.
You can remove underclothing if you need to make weight. Unless you're under 18, then you have to keep it on.
Okay.
Fail to make weight by the end of the weigh-in period, you're disqualified. And interestingly, WPPO can do random weigh-ins on the event day, too, before warm-up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if your weight's shot up by more than a certain percentage from the official weigh-in, that can also get you disqualified.
Wow, random weigh-ins. Smart way to stop people gaming the system after the official one. Okay, they've made weight. What about the gear they actually use for lifting? That must be super controlled, too.
Oh, absolutely, especially at WPPO chants and sanctioned comps. The lifting suit and bench straps have to be from WPPO approved suppliers. Only those.
Exclusive suppliers.
Yeah. And the rules on materials, how they're made, any changes allowed, incredibly specific. All about stopping gear, giving an unfair supportive advantage.
Like the lifting suit, what are the rules there?
It has to be one piece, made from specific stuff like cotton or polyester blends. No reinforced seams, no padding, no extra patches. Got to be form-fitting. Straps or sleeve can't go past the middle of your shoulder muscle.
That is precise. What about other clothing? Shirt, socks.
You can wear a round neck shirt underneath. Similar rules on material, no mods. Underpants have to be form-fitting, can't go past the suit legs or cover the knees.
Okay.
You can also wear a unitard or sleeves underneath, but they must be a single solid color, not black, no patterns, no extra bits, except a small maker's logo.
Color restrictions too. Interesting.
Yep. Sport shoes and socks are mandatory unless you have a specific impairment exemption. Women can wear a sport bra, but no stiffening, no wires, no padding. Head items. Allowed, but single solid color, flat, form-fitting, can't cover eyes, nose, mouth, or go below the collarbone.
They've really thought of everything to stop gear interfering. What about supportive stuff, like belts or wrist straps?
Same deal. Strict rules, bench straps for stability, 1 or 2 allowed, specific length, width, Velcro, position between mid-ankle and mid-hip.
Okay.
Belts, non-stress material, leather or vinyl usually, precise width and thickness rules, standard buckle, wrist wraps, again, specific width and length limits. No buckles, can't be a wrap bandage combo, and if it has a thumb loop, can't use the loop during the actual lift.
Fascinating detail. What about tape or mouth guards?
Plasters or medical tape, only with prior approval from medical staff and the TD, and only for real medical reasons, not for performance.
Right.
Any other non-medical tape is a no-go, but mouth guards for protection, totally fine.
Okay, so athletes are weighed properly out by the book. What's next? Varying all this.
For the medal event, every athlete goes through a kit check, usually before the warm-up area or at their warm-up bench.
Okay.
They do it in order of the first lift attempt weight, lightest first within their group. Miss the kit check, don't have ID, could be disqualified. Serious stuff, and you have to be wearing everything you plan to use in the comp during that check. If something's not approved, or you wear something later that wasn't checked or looks dodgy, it could be challenged. Disqualification is possible.
So it's the final hurdle for the gear. Make sure everyone's compliant before they even warm up. And speaking of warm up, how's that managed?
Warm-up benches are given out based on your first lift attempt weight. Lightest to heaviest within the group. If there aren't enough benches, you have to share, make sure everyone gets fair access.
Okay.
Minimum 30 minutes warm-up time before the event starts. And access is tight. Only competing athletes and a limited number of accredited team officials with a warm-up pass.
Right.
If there are multiple groups lifting, the first groups get priority on the benches. Once a group finishes their first lift, they go to a call area. They don't go back to warm-up.
Sounds like they try to keep it flowing smoothly. So warm up done, cut checked, then the lifting begins. Walk us through the individual event process.
Right. The medal event starts after warm-up. Groups usually go in descending alphabetical order. Each athlete gets 1 lift attempt in each of 3 rounds.
3 round, 1 attempt each.
Yep. All weights declared in whole kilos, no fractions. If you fail a no lift, you can try the same weight again next round.
Okay.
If you succeed a good lift, you must increase the weight by at least 1 kilo for your next try.
Minimum 1 kilo increase.
Exactly. Once your name's called, you've got 2 minutes to start your lift. But if you're lifting again straight after because they fixed an error, you get 3 minutes.
Okay.
You can have 1 team official at the bench to help you get on off, help with straps, but they have to stay in a designated spot during the actual lift itself.
And the order of lifting in each round, just based on the weight?
Primarily, yes. Within each round, athletes lift lightest declared weight to heaviest. But if 2 athletes declare the same weight, the one with the higher lot number lifts first.
Ah, that lot number again?
Yep. So it's weight, then lot number deciding the sequence in the round.
Okay, weight and lot number. Now, during these 3 rounds, can athletes change their mind about the weight they want to lift?
Yes, they can, within limits. For the first round, you get 1 change to your starting weight, can go down by max 10 kilograms, but not below 25 kilogram minimum, or up by max 10 kilograms.
Okay, 1 change first round.
Yeah, there's a deadline before the event starts for the first group, similar window for later groups. Got to tell the marshal, get it noted on the card.
In rounds 2 and 3.
For rounds 2 and 3, you have to request your next weight within 1 minute after the decision on your previous lift. Usually it has to be an increase unless your last lift was a no lift. Then you can repeat the weight.
Right.
If you don't request anything in that minute, it automatically goes up 1 kilogram if you made the last lift, or stays the same if you failed.
Okay.
In the third round, There are some specific situations where you can get two changes, like if the announcer hasn't called your name yet, or if the weight isn't lower than someone else lifting before you already made.
Bit more flexibility
A
there.
little, yeah. And importantly, you can ask to change your rack height anytime by telling the marshal. So yeah, there's definitely strategy in choosing and changing those weights.
Definitely sounds like it. So the athlete's under the bar, ready to go. What are the key commands from the chief referee?
Two main commands. Once the ref is happy with the athlete's position, timing's right, they give the verbal start command. And at the same time, a clear downward arm movement. That's the signal to begin lowering the bar.
Okay, start means go down.
Yep. Then, after the lift is done, or if it's clear it's failing and safety is a concern, the chief referee commands rack and moves their arm back. Tells the athlete and spotters to put the bar back.
Simple enough. Start, rack. Now, what makes a good lift? What are the refs actually looking for? It sounded complex.
It is detailed. A good lift follows a strict sequence. First, body position. Shoulders, bum on the bench, legs extended, heels down, if classification allows, all maintained throughout, strapped in correctly.
Okay.
Fingers wrapped fully around the bar, thumbs opposite side, no reverse grip. Hand spacing can't be wider than 81 centimeters. You take the bar at arm's length, elbows locked, and only start after the start command.
That's just the start position.
Exactly. Then the down sequence, controlled lower to the chest. Can't just drop it. Third, stop sequence. Bar must stop completely visibly on the chest. No sinking, no downward movement before pressing up. If they have a bar stop system, BSS, it'll beep when it stops.
Audible confirmation.
Yeah. Finally, press sequence. Press up, no weird body heaving for help. Clear upward gaff, both arms lock out at the elbow simultaneously. Then wait for the rack command before putting it back.
Wow.
Any exceptions for impairment need pre-approval. It ensures it's a real test of controlled strength.
Incredible detail. Technique is obviously king. So conversely, what gets you a no lift?
Basically failing any part of that good lift sequence, or breaking other rules during the attempt. Like losing that correct body position, incorrect grip, starting before the start command, or running out of time, dropping the bar instead of controlling it down.
Okay.
Bar doesn't stop on the chest, or it sinks before the press. Using your body illegally, like excessive arching, lifting your bum off the bench, failing to lock both elbows out together at the top.
Right.
Racking the bar before the rack command. Also, if the bar touches the safety racks during the lift, even by accident, that's a no lift. And if the chief ref calls rack for safety, also counts as a no lift.
So many potential pitfalls. How do the referees show their decision?
After the bar's racked, the three refs each signal independently. Lights or flags. 2 or 3 white lights flags. Good lift. 2 or 3 red. No lift.
Okay.
And if it is a no lift, the timing system usually shows which phase caused the failure body position, down, stop, or press.
So you know why it failed. But what if an athlete thinks that no lift call was wrong? Can they do anything?
Yes, there's a formal lift challenge process, but, big caveat, only at WPPO recognized competitions with the Lift Video Review System, Lift VRS.
Ah, I need the tech.
Exactly. And you can only challenge your own no-lift decisions. You or your coach have exactly 1 minute from when the decision is shown to submit a lift challenge card.
Okay, quick decision needed. Is there a cost?
Yep. You have to buy the challenge cards beforehand, typically €100. But if your challenge wins, you get the feedback.
Okay, high stakes. How does the challenge actually work? Video replay.
Two possible ways WPPO decides which format for the comp. First is the VRS challenge. 3 VRS technical officials judge the lift in real time electronically from different angles.
Okay.
When you challenge, one of them reviews their 3 recorded decisions. Doesn't stop the competition. If all 3 VRS officials initially said good lift, the challenge wins, decision overturned, you get your card and money back.
And it's not
If even one of the VRS officials agreed with the original no lift call, challenge fails, decision stands, WPPO keeps the fee.
harsh. What's the other format?
That's the referee challenge. Here they pause the competition briefly. The 3 original on-site refs who called no lift review the video on the lift VRS from their spot.
Ah, the original judges review it.
Yep. If all 3 change their minds to good lift after seeing the replay, challenge successful, decision overturned, card and fee returned.
And if even one sticks to no lift.
Then the challenge goals, original decision stands, fee kept. The outcome is announced publicly. And importantly, the challenge decision is final. No more appeals. If the VRS breaks down, no challenges until it's fixed.
So a video review safety net, but with a cost if you're wrong. What if there's a really obvious mistake, like the wrong weight on the bar?
Ah, yeah, the rules cover errors on the field of play. That includes wrong weight loaded, rack height wrong, announcer mistakes leading to issues, timing problems,
Okay.
spotter accidentally touching the bar, other tech or marshalling errors, equipment failure, lots of possibility.
Who spots these errors?
Could be the athlete, coach, refs, TD, but only about the current lift attempt, either before the start command or right after the lift finishes.
And how do they fix them?
If it's caught before the start command, stop the clock, check the error. If confirmed to fix it, then the athlete gets 2 minutes to lift, staying on the platform.
Okay.
If it's noticed after a no lift, but before the athlete leaves the platform, if confirmed, they get to repeat the lift immediately with a fresh 3 minutes.
A do-over. What about wrong weight errors?
If the bar was lighter than requested and the lift was good, they record the weight you asked for. If it was heavier than requested and you made it, the heavier weight stands as the result. It's all about fairness.
Seems like solid procedures to handle unexpected glitches. Okay, let's talk records. Everyone loves seeing records fall. How does that work?
Right. At most WPPO recognized competitions, except hybrid and improved ones, athletes in the individual event can go for records. Big condition. Anti-doping testing must be happening at that event.
Okay, doping control is key.
Absolutely. If a record attempt gets a good lift, it's official. If someone breaks a record, the next attempt has to beat it by at least a full kilogram.
Right.
An interesting rule, for a lift to count as a record, only one of the 3 refs and 1 VRS official, if used, could be the same nationality as the athlete.
Ah, promotes neutrality. What kinds of records are there?
WPPO tracks them across all age groups: rookie, next-gen, elite, legend, men and women, world, regional, Paralympic, and specific games records.
Okay.
But different records can only be broken at certain types of competitions during your normal 3 attempts. Like an elite world record, you can break that at the Paralympics, Worlds, World Cups, other big sanctioned events. But a regional record only counts if you also break the world record with the same lift.
So some records are harder to get, require a bigger stage or a bigger performance. You also mentioned a power lift. What's that?
The powerlift is a special 4th attempt, optional, solely for breaking a record. Again, only allowed if anti-doping is happening.
A bonus try.
Exactly. It happens after the 3rd round is totally finished. You or your coach have 1 minute after your 3rd lift decision to request it from the marshal.
Are there conditions?
Yes, specific ones. It's only approved if your 3rd lift was good and the weight was within 10 kilograms of the record you're targeting.
Okay.
Or if your 3rd lift was itself a successful new record. And again, not all records can be broken with a power lift, and it's not allowed at every single competition type. For example, at the Paralympics, you can try for an elite world or a Paralympic record with a power if you meet those conditions.
So a bonus shot at glory under strict conditions. Very cool. Okay, all the lifting's done. How are the final results decided?
For individual events, it's all about the best lift. That's the heaviest weight you successfully lifted in your 3 standard attempts, plus a successful power lift if you took one.
Heaviest good lift wins.
Basically, they rank those best lifts highest to lowest. If athletes from different weight classes compete together, they might use a coefficient formula, CF, to sort of normalize the results based on body weight.
Okay, CF for combined categories. What about ties?
If 2 athletes have the same best lift, whoever lifted that weight first during the competition gets ranked higher. If they were in different groups, the athlete in the earlier group wins the tie.
Got it. You mentioned total lift earlier, too.
Yeah, they track that too, the sum of all your good lifts in the 3 rounds. But it's not used for the final standings at the Paralympics. There are tiebreakers for total lift too, if needed.
Okay. And team events, mixed teams. How are those worked out?
For teams and mixed teams, it's all calculated using that coefficient formula. The CF allows comparison across weight classes.
Right.
They add up the CF scores for each team member's good lifts in each round for a total team CF score. Highest total CF score wins.
And ties and team events.
If tied in prelims or head-to-heads, first tiebreaker is which team had more successful lifts overall. Still tied. Team with the highest individual CF score wins. Still tied. Highest individual CF score achieved in an earlier round breaks it. Final team ranks are based on that total accumulated CF score.
So individual performance, adjusted for weight, drives the team result. What about medals?
Standard stuff. Gold, silver, bronze for the top 3 in each official event category at all recognized comps.
But
But big rule. Only a maximum of 2 athletes from the same country, same NPC, can win a medal in any one individual event.
oh, interesting. Spreads the medals around.
Exactly. Promotes broader representation. Also, if there aren't separate age group events, but an athlete's performance would medal in multiple age groups they're eligible for, they get all those medals. Ceremonies follow WPPO protocol.
That 2 medal limit per country is quite something. Okay, finally, how does WPPO track performance long-term? Rankings.
Yep, comprehensive ranking system. Tracks athletes and teams based on results that recognize comps by body weight category.
How are they structured?
Separate individual rankings for best lift and total lift. Also team and mixed team rankings. They do this at world, regional, and Paralympic levels for best lift, and world and regional for total lift and team events.
What about ties and rankings?
For individual ties, best or total lift, they look at who achieved it first by calendar date, then earlier round, then even earlier time within the round. Super specific.
Wow.
For team ranking ties, highest score in any phase first, then who got it first by date, then earlier phase, then team with more successful lifts overall. They also keep separate world rankings for athletes in those hybrid competitions. It's detailed.
A truly thorough system for tracking and celebrating success at every level. Well, this has been genuinely illuminating. A really deep dive into those 2025 rules, the level of detail, the standardization. It's pretty remarkable. Covers everything.
It really does. And you can see those core principles running through it all: fair play, safety for the athletes, accurate measurement. It's obvious in the equipment rules, the officiating, the challenge system.
Definitely.
And that tiered structure of competitions we talked about, from the improved events right up to the Paralympics, it just highlights the global reach and how there are pathways for athletes at all different levels.
It really makes you think, doesn't it, how vital these detailed rules are for the sport's integrity, its credibility worldwide. And you just have to admire the athletes. It's not just about raw strength, is it? It's mastering all these technical points, too.
Absolute physical power and technical precision.
So, for you listening, maybe think about what stood out most to you from all this. Was it the incredible specifics in the gear rules, the strategy involved in picking weights, or maybe that structured way they handle challenges?
And lots to digest.
It all plays a part in making para powerlifting such a compelling and honestly inspiring sport. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.